What happens when you make him explain the joke? I used to be a call girl, from 18 to 23. Not proud, but not ashamed either. I did what I had to do to survive, to keep studying, and to keep a roof over my head. That chapter is closed, and honestly, I've made peace with it. That's also how I met my fiancé, not as a client, to be clear. We started dating when I was 25, and a few months in, his brother-in-law decided to expose me because there was no way my fiancé could possibly know about my past. Well, he did. He always did. We had already talked about it, and it didn't change how he saw me. So yes, we ended up having to sit down with his family and come clean. Yes, I did that. Yes, he knows. Yes, he doesn't care. That was 2 years ago and we moved on. After that, for a few weird months, his mom, aunts, and some cousins started acting like I was some kind of threat around their husbands. Like these men were in their 40s, 50s, and 60s. Sorry, but I wasn't desperate for that. My fiancé shut that nonsense down quickly. Since then, some family still gives me the occasional side eye, but we thought things had settled. He proposed last year, and 5 months ago, we found out I was pregnant. We were over the moon. His younger siblings were thrilled, but his mom pulled me aside and asked if the baby was really his. I was floored. I just rolled my eyes and told her yes. She gave me some sanctimonious speech about wanting to be sure, but said she was happy to be a grandmother. Then last weekend, we were at his parents' house with some family and a few of his dad's friends. We were talking about the baby, names, what he might look like, all that good stuff. Then his dad made a comment about how all the men in their family have a birthmark on their inner thigh, and that even one of his grandkids has it. Cool little detail, right? But then he said, but how can we know who he got it from? Might be from me, my son, or even my brothers, and started laughing along with his brothers. Before my fiancé could say a word, I cut in with, I don't get it. He tried to brush it off. You know, because it runs in the family. I stared him down. No, explain it. Why would he get it from you? Or your brothers? He started getting nervous, muttering, it's just a joke, you know, OP. But I don't know. Explain it, I pressed again. Everyone laughed, so explain the joke. It got awkward, fast. A couple of his friends even said, yeah, that's not funny. My father-in-law ended up excusing himself and walking out. Later, my fiancé's brother-in-law came up to me and said I was wrong for embarrassing his father like that in his own house. He said I knew what the joke was about, and given my past, I shouldn't be surprised by it. And now, they want me to apologize. No, I'm not going to apologize because I refuse to let a man joke about my baby possibly having been conceived with someone else in the family. That's disgusting. If you make a gross joke at someone's expense, especially one rooted in shaming or implying incest, you don't get to cry when it backfires. I didn't start this. I didn't bring up my past. I didn't make it a punchline. They did. And when it stopped being funny because I made them explain it, that's on them, not me. Now the rest of the family is keeping their distance. And frankly, I'm fine with that.